Hey, girl. Hey. And Maim.
Gosh, oh no. Yes.
You can't help the helpless.
I feel seen, finally. For the first time.
Since the last time.
The first time I ever saw your face.
My God. My God. So, dear listeners, I don't know if you've noticed, I really haven't been posting anything to Twitter recently because I don't know about life and Twitter. So,
so if you want to learn more about us, just follow us on Instagram.
Or, don't. It's fine. Follow us here. Follow us and just listen to it. Dear listeners, oh my God, it's time for my hauls. We've already gone
hauls yet?
We've already gone through one podcast, dear listeners. I'm already losing my mind. So, we're into our second one. But, dear listeners, you know what? We're also going to have during the month of December. We forgot to mention on the last podcast, and I don't think Maim even knows what the hell we're doing. It's time for our yearly, break podcast, because we take a break during the month of December.
Do we?
Yes, dear, we do. Last year, don't you remember we did the Christmas movie, the Elf Christmas movie?
Are you asking me to remember last year?
Yes, what's the one with Dudley Moore?
Oh, that's right. We did do that. Santa Claus the movie.
There you go. This year we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to do Knives Out. It was suggested by one of our Patreons. So we're gonna take 3 or 4 weeks, or one of our patrons, I should say. We're going to take 3 or 4 weeks and do Knives Out. We're going to begin recording it. Next week, girl. Hope you're ready.
Is it next week? I guess it is next week.
It's next. Hey, we ain't doing it over Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can't do it over Thanksgiving.
No, girl. No.
I'm going to be asleep.
I know.
I'll be at this time on Thanksgiving. I'll be asleep.
So what sort of fixings are you having for Thanksgiving this year?
This year for Thanksgiving, we're going to have turkey and mac and cheese and dressing and green bean casserole and some butternut squash soup and some apple cider walnut cake.
I am not the biggest fan of green bean casserole.
Oh, okay. All right.
It has. So I went to Thanksgiving when I was very young to my grandmother Paige's house, and everybody was talking about how good the green bean casserole was, and I think it was the first time I ever had green bean casserole.
Okay.
And I hated it. And I think I just associate it with that experience that I had at very young, and it just I can't. I
never
love
liked
all of the components of it. Like,
I never liked green bean casserole until I started making my own green bean casserole.
Okay.
That's when I didn't like it when I was growing up. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to look, because I never knew how to make it before. I was like, I'm going to look at the components, and then I'm going to do what I normally do, which is like, then do it myself.
Fix it, yeah.
So,
how do you do your turkey?
I do it different every year.
Okay.
So this year, I'm going to do a Brazilian style inspired turkey.
Okay.
So I'm going to have it marinating in a chimichurri sauce.
Okay.
That's how we're doing it this year.
If you've never done it, Martha Stewart's turkey with the white wine and the cheesecloth and all of the butter.
I've done that one, but I did that one maybe like 4 years ago.
Fantastic turkey.
Yeah.
Like, that is my turkey of choice. Also, supposedly Popeye's turkey. Like, you just buy a turkey from Popeyes.
Like fried turkey?
No, it's I don't know if it's deep fried or not. It may be fried turkey.
It's Popeyes, so I figure it'll be fried turkey.
Yeah, it's supposedly, it's like $50, but it's supposedly banging. Like, my friends get one every year, and they're like, "This is, why would I ever try to make this thing when this turkey?"
Girl, you ain't got to tell. I'm Popeye stan. I love Popeyes. I tell people all the time.
I have never actually had Popeyes except for in a gas station. I know that ain't worth it.
No, which one? The one at the TNA? The one in Witsit?
No, in Witsit. It was in South Carolina.
Oh, I'm like, is that one in Witsit? It's right. It's right, girl. It's right. I used to have to go when I used to work in Durham. People used to literally give me money to bring them Popeyes back before they started putting Popeyes in the triangle.
My God.
Yes,
My
I used to
God.
literally have like $40, $50 worth of Popeyes in my car because it was like time for the weekly order on Fridays. They knew me in the Popeyes and everything. They're like,
girl,
they knew me.
It's like when church groups used to do a little sale. Did you ever
Yes.
church group do a sale at work?
Oh yeah.
Bring over plates. I miss
Yes.
that. I miss the trout plate so much.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
Oh God, and I know I've told you about this, but the one woman, she had the barbecue turkey. It was so good. Mm. Mm. Mm.
You all right, girl?
I don't know. I'm feeling some kind of things right now. Dear listener, speaking of feeling some kind of things, did you know we have a Patreon?
I heard a rumor.
If you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money.
That was the best one.
Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
What?
It's called Baking Sugar. I know this week's episode was pretty forgettable, but it is a Designing Women podcast. Really selling it here, aren't I? Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Maim, you still with me?
I'm
Because
still
we
here,
have
girl.
merchandise. If you go to mimsandmaim.com, you can buy some things. Hey, Maim. What else? Do you know what I like besides fingering? Wait, no, that was supposed to be fingerling potatoes. I like reviews. Dear listeners, if you would enjoy this podcast and have made it to this point, 5 minutes in, if you would throw us a 5-star review and write and subscribe, that would really mean a lot to us, wouldn't it, Maim?
It would.
Good. Are you okay over there?
I don't know. Something's happened to you. I don't know.
What's happening?
I don't know what's happening.
Let's see if we've got any more reviews while we're talking.
Your ass is crazy, right?
What'd you say? My ass is crazy.
Oh,
Where are you, Pod Rover?
Lord have mercy. Oh my Lord. Oh, good
There we go.
gracious.
Pod
alive.
Rover. Log in.
What's happening right now? What are you doing right now?
I want to see if we have any more ratings.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Well, we don't. This is season 2, episode 16. Murder at the Electric Cathedral.
All that buildup.
Did you like that?
My God.
Did you like that a lot?
All of that
Oh my
buildup
God.
and that silence just for that. Oh my Lord.
Oh Lord. Anyway. Yeah. We're at a TV chapel.
Oh my gosh. Jimmy Swaggert.
Jimmy Swaggert, where you find out Dick Van Patten's in this episode.
Yes, that's all that we cared about.
And there's this woman, and they're panning around. A man is ministering. We still don't know his name. And then there's a little woman sitting there, and we find out that's Sister Ruth, and she's the preacher's wife. We find out as they're going in and out that Reverend Willie John Fargo is the preacher.
That name, honey.
I know, right? Willie John Fargo. And a man comes in. Was he on WKRP in Cincinnati?
He was on. Yes. He
Okay.
Was one of the, yeah. He wasn't like. He was like not one of the main characters. He was like the sub character on.
Yeah,
there.
the businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah. He enters, and we find out that they got the will. Willie John got the will. We don't know exactly what that means, but he's very happy he got all this money. Right.
That's right.
We're at another place now that's got a little model train set, and somebody's very excited, and he's like, and then we're going to strike oil. He hits a button, and little oil rig comes, some oil all over the place. Don't you hate it when that happens?
Always. It's so messy. It's so messy. Ugh, it stains everything.
I have some opinions about cum, but I will leave them to myself.
We were talking about oil.
Oh, yeah, it's so messy. I hate getting it on me, the oil, too. Anyway. I'm a lady.
Don't talk to me. I'm a lady.
Daddy! They've screwed the wheel up. We find out that the younger guy who comes in screaming daddy is Sam.
He has some issues himself.
Yeah, we're going to find out about those issues in a little bit.
I'm going to mute myself because I got blow my nose.
Okay. Oh, that's so disgusting. Is she using a towel? What is she using?
I'm using whatever I had close by. Okay.
Throw that in the laundry with all of the Clorox.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's some scrap. It's probably my captain. She hasn't finished.
No, that one's pink. It's not this one. It's pink.
Is it pink? It's Golden Girls print.
Yeah, but the Golden Girls print's on like a pink.
Oh, I don't know. Fabric. I don't know.
You done forgot the fabric and everything.
Well, girl, it's only been a year.
Shh.
I mean, it was when we started our long dead podcast. Dear listeners, don't even try to find it. She dead. She dead.
She dead, girl. She dead.
She dead. I took it offline. She dead.
She dead, girl.
Anyway, we're at a house, a palatial mansion.
Ooh, yeah. I love palatials.
And a Patrick Stewart type is the taxi driver. Like it took a little bit of a double take there to figure out if that was Captain Jean-Luc Picard or not for a second.
What? He does. He did actually a little bit. Yeah, you're true.
We find out that this is Carrie McKendrick's house.
Not the Carrie McKendrick.
The Carrie McKendrick.
No.
And she comes outside and is like, JB. And we find out JB just showed the fuck up at this woman's house.
Unannounced.
You always said if I was in Oklahoma, just come by and see you.
That's not what she meant, girl. That's not what she meant.
I mean, when Southerners say that, they mean we need at least 2 days' notice.
We gotta clean the house.
We gotta
buy groceries.
We gotta decide if we're gonna be out of town.
Yep. There's a lot of stuff Southern people when you just show up like that.
Yeah.
Because we're not just going to welcome you in. No. We need to plan for your visit.
Exactly. Like we may say, oh, you can come by any time. We do not mean it.
No. With at least an 82-hour notice.
At least. Because, again, sometimes you have to plan to be out of town if you really don't want to see these people.
That's right. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't going to be there. I got a business trip.
I'm getting my hair done. You want to meet me at the salon? You can meet me at the salon if you want to.
Yeah, we have coffee after.
No, that's a little much. You can just meet me at the salon. You need to get your hair done for a while anyway. Here, I'll make the appointment for you.
Girl, the shade. What's wrong with my bob?
Anyway. So we find out she goes inside. They go inside. They're getting ready to have tea. Ethel the maid brings them tea and it's like, do you need me to pour it? And Carrie's like, no, I can do this myself.
I'm independent. I'm an independent old woman.
Like shaking that pot all over the place.
It's like, oh, I'll clean that later. Okay, thank you.
How much better would it have been had it been that kind of comedy? Like, I've got it. Don't try to fuss me.
Like a good little old Mr. Grace kind of action going on.
We found out that Carrie was JB's teacher, and Carrie has a new man.
Oh,
I know,
come on, cougar. Come on, cougar.
Girl, she's beyond a cougar.
Come on, wildcat. Come on, mountain lion. Come on, snow leopard. Snow leopard makes most sense.
So last weekend I went to the zoo, girl. And they had something I'd never seen. They have an Arctic fox.
Oh no.
And it came bounding out as soon as we got there, and it was white because it's just changed its coat. It was so flippin' cute.
I love that.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, next time I come home with the husband, I want to plan a trip there because trying to describe our zoo, it's really difficult because there's nothing else like it.
You can, if he's ever gone to the San Diego Zoo, it is the only other one in the United States that's similar.
He hasn't.
Okay. Has he ever been out west?
Oh, yeah. Lots.
Okay. Then why didn't he go to the San Diego Zoo?
I don't know. We haven't gone through a track by track of his itineraries from past trips. The only one he ever wants to talk about is Egypt.
Is that so? No, look, Egyptology's cool. Like, Egyptology.
I love it. But I mean, like, literally, like every once in a while, like when we do like these kind of like like some people will remind you of something, he'll like bring up something about traveling. He used to travel a lot, like before he had his own private practice. Like he used to travel a lot, and so sometimes he'll mention a place, and I'm just like, "What? You went where?" Yeah. Like that. It happens a lot, but we don't ever hear like detailed things about those trips.
Just Egypt.
Just Egypt.
Okay, well.
And he's trying to get back there soon, so he can go to the Grand Egyptian Museum that they just opened.
As a gay man, I would not. I'm just throwing that out.
I think that, I don't think he'd be going on his own. I think he wants to go with like one of those like tours, like that go over there.
Like, are you going?
No.
Okay. Good.
What you trying to say?
I ain't got to worry about you dying. We good.
What you trying
to say? Life insurance his ass up and stay home, girl. You good. Make sure he got the good trip insurance, okay?
Oh my God. Did you put that on your Amex?
I have a friend who's getting ready to go down to Honduras. Like you're going to Honduras, like gang like capital of the Western Hemisphere. All right,
couldn't they just go to Puerto Vallarta like everybody else that goes down there?
They're divers, so that it is like some beautiful, pristine diving.
Divers.
I'm like, I got a swim pool if you need one. Anyway.
Not a swimming pool. I'll just throw some pennies in there, girl.
I'll throw in the tiny dive stones. So you can...
I got some knickknacks from the dollar store.
All the black Santas. Just... Oh God. Okay, where are we? So we find out Carrie was JB's teacher and Carrie has a man. Okay, we're past that. Enter Sam, who was the son, and his dad Harley. And we find out that Carrie put Willie John in the will. Willie John, the Reverend Willie John of the Electric Chapel.
Whoa, that seems not good.
Dear listeners, this was a thing that happened back in the day. ministers like that, people would will their entire estates. These ministers.
Yep.
That is part of the reason Jim Baker
Girl.
can still do what he does.
Girl. Because he's still at it.
He's still at it. He's got
still
out
at
of jail and
now he's into end times ministry at this point. That's his thing now.
Like no more hope. That hope died with PTL.
I want you to buy all of my supplies so that you can live during the end times for about 60 days.
That is my favorite thing from Abbott Elementary. That Ava is a doom prepper.
The doomsday prepper.
Yes, it is so good to me. Like, I don't know if you've seen any of this season yet, but it is.
I haven't watched this. I haven't started watching this season yet.
It's so good. It's so good. Anyway. Oh
my gosh.
Carrie gets very upset and kicks them out. Like, she's like, and you will leave my house until you can act like civilized people or something like bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, oh no, my heart. Grabbing like her shoulder right here, nowhere near her.
It's making her shoulder hurt.
Well, and she sits down, and Ethel comes in and says, oh no, you know she has a weak heart. Well, no, this is the first we've learned about it, but thank you for telling us.
Jessica, didn't you know that 30 years ago when she was your teacher?
So we're at the hospital. They got her on a huge drip of nitroglycerin. Anyway, we meet Dr. Grady, who's her doctor, and Sue Beth Sarah, who's her nurse.
So, Dr. Grady's very sophisticated. He's like yes. They styled him in such a 80s sophisticated man way.
I would like to point out this is an episode of Hair. This is
right?
an episode of Hair.
You so much Aquanet on this episode.
You think it can't get bigger and better until it does.
Growing. It is like an 18-year-old erection.
On a hair journey.
It's everything. And it's not just size either. It's like, oh my goodness, the styles, the colors, everything.
So Sue Beth's helmet hair is the first one we meet.
I call it Stormtrooper hair.
Yes.
It's bigger than a helmet, girl.
So JB's talking to Carrie, and JB has decided to stay over a couple of days because, of course, somebody has to die, so she needs to stay over.
Yeah, she got to stick around. We don't know who's going to die yet.
And Carrie's like, oh, we got a good idea. After this next line, when Carrie says, don't let them change my will.
Oh, don't say things like that. You're being silly.
Well, the only one you can trust is Alice because she's not after the money.
The only one we don't get to see either.
We meet Alice.
I mean, we don't get to it's kind of like Alice is never, when she said that, I thought for sure, not foreshadowing, I thought for sure the finger would point at Alice because she said that. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I get it.
No,
but at the same time,
there was no finger pointing at Alice at all.
Yeah, none, even though it seemed like, oh.
So Willie John comes in, and we find out that the clinic is his. And it's like Baptist Hospital and Presbyterian Hospital. Like it is Willie John Hospital.
Willie John Hospital. Willie John Hopkins Hospital.
And he said that he lets people know through the miracle of television. He asked JB to leave. Miss Jessica, as he calls her. He asked Miss Jessica to leave, so that he can pray with Carrie for a little bit.
I will say, script writing was on point with some of these things because like the Miss Jessica thing, I was like, somebody knew what they were doing when they wrote the script.
Yeah. They did, and made him despicably disgusting. Like my skin crawls every time he's on screen because I know that preacher.
I have sinned. I have come to you because I have sinned.
I should say I know the black version of preacher.
I know both sides of that equation.
Well, I never met any of the white ones, right? Like I never actually.
Oh, I did.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, the ones who I grew up with who turned into ministers, I know them. I guess that counts, right?
Well, no, some of our friends' fathers were ministers too, so I remember them too.
The ones that I was close with were not that kind of minister though. They were actually just ministers,
just regular old ministers.
just not money hungry ministers. They were like just a good old Methodist, always Methodist. Why were they all Methodist? Just
hello, Methodist. How are you?
Yeah, I did not know. I never met a single. I don't think I've ever met a Baptist minister when I was in school.
Really?
Yeah, like a white Baptist minister, Southern Baptist minister. No.
So I'm thinking about one of our friends' dad, and I was like, surely you should have known him.
Text me the friend name. Are you going? Is it?
Maybe not.
Is it a male?
Yeah.
Was it Western Avenue's minister?
No.
Okay, you sure about that? I never met him.
Oh, okay. I was like,
do you know who Western Avenue's minister was, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
That's so funny. Yeah. I mean,
I know him now that he's a minister. I get whatever. Anyway, this person minister, that person minister. Everybody's a minister.
That's all you have. That's one of the actual job tracks when you grow up in the South.
It is. It really is.
It really is. If you think about it, like it actually is a job track.
So outside, we find out that Art is Willie John's brother, and he is complaining to a woman, Miss Ruth, about how Willie John needs to quit spending the money. He's spending it too fast. Too fast. We don't find out on what till a little bit later, but
that's right.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, JB goes outside, and there ends up being a fight about the will between Harvey and Sam come in, and the other people, and they're just like yelling at each other, and JB's like,
what is he yelling?
Go on. This is a hospital. Settle down.
Anytime a bunch of people are yelling, I just think about that moment in Soap Dish. Yeah. What is he yelling?
So it's a little bit later. JB's back in Carrie's room, and Carrie's like, JB, hello. How long have you been here? Oh, a while. Oh, well, I prayed. Carrie asks for Alice to come.
Mm-hmm.
So the doctor's like, you need to leave. And so JB goes to the phone. She calls Alice. She turns around, and she sees Suzbeth's hair leaving the room, taking off a glove as she's leaving. Now, if you notice something, Suzbeth's hair is even bigger at this point.
Yes, it's like, that can't even be real hair. It can't be.
Like, my husband was like, and I didn't really notice, like, did her hair get bigger? And then I looked, and I was like, it did. So again, we're on a hair journey. We're on a hair journey, girl.
It's just humidity. She was in a room that had a humidifier. Sorry.
Or somebody turned the oxygen on and just blew it a little bit. Well, it's 12:30 in the morning. Code blue to west.
No.
Code blue to west. So JB's running to the room. It's Carrie's room, girl. It's Carrie's room.
Oh no!
Sam's in there and he's leaving with a piece of paper. Yeah,
that's very weird.
JB finds a syringe on the ground, picks it up, puts it in her purse, or holds it in like a handkerchief. Yes. She's asked to leave, and she smells the syringe and goes, Cyanide. Do you know what cyanide smells like?
No.
Almonds.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Very distinctly almonds.
So
like almond flavoring. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's if you are ever in a place and smell almonds, run.
Including an almond factory.
Seeing as almonds grow on trees, yes.
Oh. Okay. Do they?
Yes.
I thought they were just like manufactured for the holidays.
Just like them and hazelnuts.
Right. Those are real too?
Yes, girl, yes. So are Brazil nuts.
What?
Yeah.
Why would anybody make Brazil nuts? They're so hard to get into.
God. Dear listeners, there's a very racist term for those. Anyway.
Oh, yes. Yes, I know. My a person I dated's grandmother called them those.
In front of you.
Oh, no. But that was the possibility, so I was forewarned first, just in case it happened.
Okay. Were you liked by this family?
A lot.
As a person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was it's very weird back then. It was a weird time in my life.
So it's the next morning, and the DA, Dick Van Patten, shows up. Funny, he doesn't look Jewish.
Some of the audience is not going to get that joke.
Dear listeners, he's a comedian who is known for doing all of the Mel Brooks movies. He's always there for who was he in Blazing Saddles?
No, that was before he really started getting kind of popular.
Okay. I believe he was the monk in Men in Tights too, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, we love Dick Van Patten.
He's great. He's very funny. Harvey comes in and wants them to arrest. It's Harvey, not Harley. 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 Harvey, not Harley.
That's so exciting. I can use that next time I do improv and we have to bring tongue twisters for our warm-up.
Harvey, not Harley?
Yeah.
Do you know what the hardest tongue twister I've ever done was? Wristwatch.
Oh, I was going to think it was your wedding night.
Girl, I was too tired and drunk. I was so drunk my wedding night. We got back to the hotel room. We just passed the fuck out. We did it before, though.
Yeah. What? Oh, adult relations.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be.
Shout out to Salt and Pepper. Yep. Shout out to Salt and Pepper getting their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Did they really?
Yeah, it's last week.
For them.
Last week, honey.
Ooh. So Harvey wants them to arrest Willie John because obviously he did the murder.
Obviously.
Well, why would he do the murder? Because the will, right? Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on here?
Uh-oh, what's wrong?
It jumped ahead.
What jumped ahead?
There we go. My notes were better. So JB shows up. She's like, here, you may want this. It's a little syringe I found. Did you just tamper with evidence, girl? No. I picked it up with the handkerchief.
Mm-hmm.
And it smells of cyanide. And the doctor comes out and says, yes, she obviously died of cyanide.
Lord. That's what happens when you eat them almond cookies.
And JB's like, well, you need to interview Sam. He was there. And Harvey's like, Sam was there? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, Alice and her hair are there now, too. Wearing the biggest sunglasses.
Yes. You know, I wanted them so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, these are like ones that I would wear.
So the Alice offers to drive JB. They get in the car together. It's pitch black outside. And JB's like, isn't it safer if you drove without those sunglasses on? She takes the sunglasses off and she's wearing beautiful blue eyeshadow and a big old shiner.
Oh man. Do you remember in the 80s that happened so much that I knew it even when she had the sunglasses on at first I was like, oh, she must have black.
Yeah.
Because it's always the blackout sunglasses too. It's never just like regular sunglasses.
So Sam hit her. We find out she's Sam's wife, and he hit her.
Sam is the worst.
Sam is the worst, and she's planning on getting a divorce, but she had to wait for she was basically waiting for Carrie to die. Carrie was definitely going to die within the next few months because her heart condition was getting worse. They were just waiting it out, you know.
And we found out that Jessica didn't know that she was terminal.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're at the house now, and Sam's standing there, and he's got a will.
Interesting.
He leaves. He's like, I didn't know. She did it before she died of her heart attack. And JB's like, well, that's interesting. He didn't know she died of cyanide poisoning.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So we're at the DA's office now, and we pan up to Secretary Hair. Like, you think it can't get bigger? You think it can't get crazier?
It's huge now.
It's flock of seagulls is what it is right now. Like, we oh
it's
my
so
God.
Big.
Like,
it's so big.
Cans of Aquanet, cans of Aussie, cans of White Rain, cans upon cans upon
I forgot about White Rain.
Oh, yeah, girl.
I forgot about White Rain is the one. That's the one that my dad used to use, actually.
It's got a smell.
It does.
They still make it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
White Rain.
Cans of Suave, too, probably.
Honey, I love Suave.
I know. Because you are suave.
No, I'm not.
I know you ain't.
I'm so far from being suave.
So the DA Dick Van Patten has a very delicate situation.
Yes.
Because he's an elected official. Half of them go to Willie John's church. Half of them work on the oil rig, right?
Yep. It's almost like another powder keg.
Just full of white people.
Those are the ones. Girl.
Just because there aren't any black people in Oklahoma anymore.
Or on murder.
That was a different powder keg. Yes, ma'am.
No.
Okay.
Good.
So we find out that the cyanide was put through the IV tube and it was circulating for up to 30 minutes before it killed her.
Wow.
Sam comes in with the new will they have the new will and Jessica's like, the signatures don't match. Like Jessica just so happens to have a letter from Carrie.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, it's nice that she retains correspondences like that.
It just, does she have all of them at all times? Is my question.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
She needs a bigger purse.
She need one of those black mama purses, honestly, where you have to like take your hand and like fish around inside for 30 minutes while you're looking for something, and you need an actual excavation light to shine inside of it because otherwise you'll probably pull out some like dead archaeological remains because that's what's in the bottom. Or some ribs
and foil for later.
Yes, or a little chicken leg. Like Shangela pulling that out of her cleavage for Dancing with the Stars.
Did she?
Yes, she went
God.
when she got one of her perfect scores or whatever. She said she was hungry and she literally like pulled out some chicken in her bag.
Did she win?
I don't know yet. I haven't finished. Okay. She's in the finale, but I don't know.
She's in the finale.
Yeah.
Well. Who decides who wins it? Is it the people?
Girl, I don't know. I don't know the first thing about that show. I don't even.
Do you know what I tried to watch for 5 seconds and just couldn't?
No.
Masked Singer. I
can't. I don't know what it is about that show that rubs me the wrong way.
It's bad.
That's probably it.
Did you watch the Masked Drag Queen show? Did you try that one?
The one that RuPaul
did, yeah.
Super secret celebrity drag queens.
Yes.
I recorded it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Girl, I tried. It's just like Masked Singer, and I was like, Although, girl, if that RuPaul's Rat Race thing is a real thing,
I can't wait for that.
Girl,
I saw the flyer and I was like, oh, this would be fun.
If they are doing casting calls, and they need a pair.
That camera crew will love riding around with us. They will love it. They will.
I think we're supposed to go to Germany. Don't you think we're supposed to go to Germany?
Yes, let's go to Germany right now. Production crew, we're going to Germany. No, we're supposed to stay in the continental U.S.
It doesn't
we're going
matter
to
where the
Germany.
clue's taking us.
We're going to Germany. That's where we're going. We've solved this riddle. It's Germany.
Or Japan. We're going to Japan. But we're continental United States. No.
This riddle clearly says Japan.
It says Japan. Don't you see it? And just we have lipstick written Japan on a piece of paper. The clue says Japan.
That says Arizona. It says Japan. Why would it say Arizona? That's not how you solve this riddle.
But we still win because we luck into it later. Like we beat everybody by 4 or 5 clues just because we show up. And it was just at the lot in Burbank. We knew it was there all the time.
We're here. You can't say that. We don't have that show. Oh, sorry. We've arrived. Did we win? Oh, we did.
And then we just do our podcast right there.
Finally, these degrees are paying off.
Maybe we'll finally get some more Patreons.
In lieu of the $100,000, we'll just take more Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, God. So the signatures do not match on the will.
Oh, no. That's fraud.
So we're at the house, and Sam admits it was forged.
Sam.
The DA says that he wants to arrest Sam because of the forgery, right? And Harvey's like, no. It wasn't even done anything. And if you do that, you won't even be working for the pet collector, pet poop collector, or poopy collector.
Threatening a public official.
Yeah.
Another crime.
Mm-hmm.
So Sam has already been established as a spouse abuser, a fraud, and a forger. Yep. And then his father starts threatening public officials. This family is the worst so far.
It is. So we are at the hospital, and JB's interviewing the doctor. Mm-hmm. And we find out he was operating when Carrie died.
Oh.
So it couldn't have been him.
Can't be the doctor.
And we find out it was actually an insulin syringe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've had to pick up those before.
Mm-hmm. So Dr. Brady leaves to go do some more stuff, and Nurse Hare is there. And we find out that what's going on? Oh, hi, dog. Hi, dog. Hello. What's up? We find out that he goes to the clinic every Wednesday to the reservation to help help people.
Yeah, to help the native people.
Let me let my dog out and talk for a second.
All right. So, dear listeners, in case you didn't know, Oklahoma actually is home to one of the largest Native American reservations in the country. So it didn't actually make, it wasn't like they were just making something up. It actually kind of made a lot of sense. And I'm looking at Mims's butt crack right now. So I got a little...
What'd I miss?
I was just describing your butt crack to everybody.
Oh, good. It's big and hairy.
I just saw the tip, though. So.
Well, that's fine. So we find out that Sue Beth was Carrie's nurse. That's Hare.
These names.
Nurse Hare was Carrie's nurse, but she didn't see Sam that night.
Oh.
But she was just leaving the... interesting. So JB snoops. She leaves the room, and she's like, oh, this is where Carrie was. There's a stairway right there. She goes down stairway. She passes by a chapel, like the hospital chapel.
Oh.
And then notices a door opens, and it goes straight to the electric chapel.
Ooh. They're all connected.
Yes. Make sure you're connected. Stumble, you might fall.
Oh, stereo MCs. Oh.
What'd you say?
I said I remember that stereo MCs were so good.
So we're at the chapel, and Willie John's talking to his brother, and we find out he's getting ready to go forward with his university.
Oh. Now we're doing a university.
Can we say liberty?
I mean,
So I knew, dear listeners.
I think Swaggert had a university for a little bit too, actually, at the time.
Isn't that one Swaggert's?
No. That's Falwell.
That's Falwell.
Falwell is Liberty.
Oh, don't.
Dear listeners, when you're from the part of the South that you're from, like us, you have to know all of your televangelist ministers because there's a lot of them. So many.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically, I guess, we were our state was the birth of that whole movement, right? Because
Jimmy
of
Swaggart Bible College.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, so we sort of were. Billy Graham really was
He was the first.
I mean, Oral Roberts was probably
Billy Graham was the first to take it to television.
Yes. I don't know if Billy Graham was the first corrupt one.
I don't think he was. He wasn't super corrupt.
I have my issues with Billy Graham being a Catholic in the South.
Oh, honey, yes, me too.
I know you have him being, a black
everything,
in the South,
all of it, every part of it.
There's he is one of the few people you can blame on the modern Baptist movement becoming corrupt.
Yep. And that those children of his.
Oh, that and never confronting their racist roots.
Why bother?
Why bother at this point? They marched with them in Selma. Isn't that good enough? Notice I put them in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could probably hear people say it like that too. And anyway. So JB's here, and Willie John goes into a huge long spiel about his work and where all the money goes, and he does so many good things. But he also ends it with I may have a private jet and a limo, but if you have a job to do, shouldn't you do it with the best tools you can buy?
Have you watched The Flying Gemstones at all?
No.
You would like it.
Okay.
It's literally take our upbringing in that world, and it's parodying it all.
Okay.
And when he said that just now, I thought
I've heard about that. Yes, it has been on my list.
Yeah, it's a hoot. It really.
I'll watch it when you're watching Encanto.
I didn't know you believed in Encanto that much.
I love that movie. It is one of my feel-good movies.
Is it?
Yes! I've said that to you.
I don't know why you think I remember these things from week to week.
Because I say it every week. Eventually you're going to hear something. Okay.
How long have we been friends for?
Like and subscribe, dear listeners. Anyway.
How stable is my brain? Come on.
It's somewhere between pudding and mush.
There you go. That's on a good day.
Oh, God. So, Willie John hands her off to Ruth, who takes her on a tour of the entire complex and takes her to, and I believe this one's kind of supposed to be PTL, right? Because it's got its own post office.
Definitely PTL.
And then they go into their grandiose apartment. And we find out that Ruth spends every Wednesday at the reservation as well.
Doctor, I think I have a fever.
She gave me fever.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
So we find out, Willie John's back, they're having tea, that they met in England, and that he got very sick, and Sister Ruth came take care of him. Willie John has diabetes, and the Lord's miracle insulin saves him.
Praise the insulin. I know, from your perspective, I can't even imagine.
I just, I'm all about faith. I'm all about that. The dear Lord did not give us insulin. We figured it out. Like, that is, I have a very, when it comes to religion, I have a very God has hands off thing. Like God does not. He let it go and let it go, and we sort of on our own. That's how you get free will.
Let it go, let it go. Sorry.
Yep.
I can't hear the words let and go without launching into it.
And so JB asked where Willie John was at the time of Carrie's death.
Oh.
And he said he can't answer. Well,
pastor privileges.
Yeah, Ruth was like, he was with me. And Willie John was like, no, I wasn't, but I can't answer because it'd be violating trust.
Ruth, girl, what you doing, honey? Don't you trying to...
Yeah. So we're at the DA's office.
I just realized something.
What?
You haven't been doing the voice.
Oh, you're right. She hasn't really been talking, I guess, has she? I've been sort of scooting over Ruth. There we go.
Well, she just got introduced. Like, that's why I was like, wait.
You're right.
Spoiler alert.
That evening. Anyway. Now, I promise I'll do the spiel at the end. I apologize to your listeners. I know that is the only reason you listen to this.
I mean, you know.
JB has some confusion because insulin would have killed somebody immediately and wouldn't have been detected. So why not just use that? Somebody wanted the murder to be discovered.
Interesting. So someone was trying to frame somebody.
Uh-huh. So we're at the wake. And Alice is like, this is creepy as fuck.
Is you awake, girl? Poke her with the stick. You awake, girl? I know you playing. You playing, ain't you? You playing.
Harvey comes up and gets the largest glass of bourbon ever. And we find out he was at the oil fields that evening, but Alice was waiting on him when he got home. And that was at like 12 or 12:30. He doesn't remember. And he went right back out to the fields after he talked to her.
Always in the fields.
Always in them fields. Well, Willie John shows up with his brother. And he's like, no matter what they say, you have to come over. You have to just go through things. The narrower the path, the bigger the smile.
It's at this point I felt a little weird because I was like, are we starting to, like, is this show wanting us to start to actually, like, feel for the preacher now? Like, they just took that little moment. They were like, maybe he's not that bad a guy. He's still terrible.
So Ruth is with the brother, and she's, like, talking about stuff and, like, talking about the money. And the brother's like, no. The will goes to the church, not to Willie John. Ooh.
Now get your facts straight. Get your facts straight.
So it's a little bit later on, and things are going to start moving very quickly now.
Yes.
JB's talking to the DA, and biggest hair, Tammy Lee shows up. Her name's Tammy Lee. That's the secretary.
So
she
good.
has it sprayed in with different colors. And, like, she's going to a party after this.
They were like, why do you look like that?
I want to go to her party.
Exactly. It's like, Tammy Lee, take me with you.
And she has the report of the fingerprints.
Oh,
she hands it to DA Dick Van Patten. And he sighs and walks over to Willie John. Well, Willie John is talking to Nurse Hare.
I love it so much.
And the fingerprints are his.
Wait, what?
And he says, well, I can't say where I was at the time. I was giving religious comfort to one of his flock.
Oh, but he can't say who.
And Nurse Hare says, it was me.
Oh,
You were with her.
oh Lord, were they bumping uglies in the chapel?
And she was like, I was in the chapel from that time. I had cheated with an intern and I was confessing my sins. Oh, you were supposed to be on dinner break. Mm-hmm. So, oh no, Ruth runs away.
Ruth, where are you going, Ruth? Honey,
the doctor goes to comfort her.
I got to get you some hot water and salt.
And JB has the light bulb go off. She's like, Ruth, it had to be somebody close who wanted to look like a murder.
What are you talking about?
Like it was Willie John.
What do you mean?
and you know, I figured sister meant you were a nurse. Well, I just wanted to be free. I was so tired of all this, a saintly mess. I couldn't file for a divorce because he would never say yes. I couldn't kill him because then I'd have to be chased for the rest of my life. And even though I love you, Doc Brady, I couldn't tell you I was doing it.
Oh.
Willie John says, well, why didn't you tell me? I did 1,000 times a day, but you just didn't listen, you old religious asshole.
Once again, we're the little, like, all of the anger we're supposed to have for that preacher just keeps on melting. And now we're like,
you get it back in just a second, because the next day,
yes.
JB's leaving. Willie John shows up. We found out he set up a foundation for Harvey and with Carrie's money. He's left Harvey and Sam in charge. They leave. And Willie John says to JB, I'm going away to Africa or, South America or Asia where the simple folks need him. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you enjoy this episode?
Yes.
I did too. It was a little bit of a mess, but
it was a mess, but the scenery chewing made up for it.
Oh God, and the hair. Hair. I want those wigs. I want all
Give them to me.
Of those wigs.
I want this collection.
I want
I mean, I'm sure they're still around as much Aquanet and everything. I'm sure they're still around.
Just the Aquanet's there. The actual plastic that was underneath melted, but the Aquanet is still there.
It's made like a completely new substance in between.
Oh, God. Girl, why don't you tell our dear listeners where they can find you?
Sure. Hello, dear listeners. It's me, Auntie Maim, your favorite relation. You can follow me on social media at Auntie Maims with an S. Also, you can follow me and watch my show that I do with a bunch of friends called It's Happening Out. It's a queer talk show about entertainment and issues within our community. You can find it on Roku, Apple TV, on YouTube. You just have to search It's Happening Out. I'm there every other week. If you want to see me in real life, I do improvised comedy at the Villain Theater in Miami. I also host a cabaret karaoke show called Amazing Colossal Karaoke every Thursday night at Killy Rydell on Miami Beach. And you can see me too also doing stand-up around South Florida if you can find out about my dates whenever you look at my social media. So that's where you can find me. How about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me online at Divine Miss Mims. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know we have a Patreon?
What?
If you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do. Yes.
Well,
yeah, no, maybe.
I'm not sure. Okay. It's called Baking Sugar, dear listeners. It's a Designing Women podcast. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
You can. Hey, Maim. Did you know we have merchandise, dear listeners?
As much as you hate that episode, it's still making you giggle.
No, that's not making me giggle. Me being me's making me giggle.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Maim, we have merchandise, MimsandMaim.com. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you know what else I like?
I know.
Me either. But ratings. Dear listeners, if you made it this far,
yes.
if you could do us a favor and give us a nice review,
do
a
us
5-star rating.
Everybody. Do us a solid.
Or it could be a liquid or a gas. So I don't really care. Maybe even a plasma.
Plasma.
A plasma.
Oh, Mr. Plasma.
A 5-star rating would make me happy.
There you go.
Or
a reach around.
A reach around? I always make sure it's easily accessible.
You're like Visa everywhere you want to be.
Maim,
yes.
I've got an important question.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to add?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Say goodnight, Maim.
Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.